PBS Digital Studios. My name is Tara Nebaker, and I'm a big fan of Wishbone. With the release of the new documentary, What's the Story, Wishbone, I'd like to propose a video game to go with it, called Wishbone to the Rescue. Inspired by the hit children's TV show Wishbone, Wishbone to the Rescue is an educational adventure game based in the Oakdale Library, where players get to interact with classical literature stories and characters come to life. The idea is to give the player a unique interactive experience with the characters and stories from classic literature in a similar way as Night at the Museum and the Page Master, namely by putting the player in a magic library where the stories come to life. We have two concepts for this game. The first sticks closer to the original concept of the TV show and centers on Wishbone getting stuck in the Oakdale Library and having a Page Master / mixed up Mother Goose adventure. In this game, all of the classical stories have been mixed up, and Wishbone must travel through each story world to fix the story and find his way home. Our second concept focuses on the player interacting with Wishbone as a new library assistant who has a Page Master Night at the Museum-esque adventure in the Oakdale Library. After meeting Wishbone in the library, there's an earthquake and all the stories get mixed up. Wishbone and the player clean things up and find out that the characters themselves caused the ruckus, in hopes of keeping them and their stories from being forgotten. The mechanics of this game are fairly straightforward. Each level is a classical book whose story needs to be straightened out. Each story has its own unique world with creatures, puzzles, and terrain that the player has to navigate, and NPC characters that can be moved or interacted with depending on the level. Each story has specific quests to complete to beat the level, and mini-games that can be played to get skills, costumes, and achievements. Depending on the platform, we can utilize basic tank controls for players to navigate the game. During the game, the player will encounter classic stories and gain skills, treasures, achievements, customization options, and bonus Easter eggs in the game as they play. Presently, I have 3 game studios I highly recommend for this project. First is Blue 12 Studios, whose game Stray displays great animal gameplay for something like Wishbone. Second is Toys for Bob, who did the amazingly fun and creative remaster of the Spyro series into the Spyro Reignited trilogy. And lastly is Leapfrog Enterprises, a company solely dedicated to educational games, toys, and other products. For funding and marketing, we can focus on utilizing marketing and community strategies used by successful shows like Bluey. We can also create short-form content like posts and videos, produce tangible merch, document our journey, and partner with schools, libraries, and other organizations to get our project off the ground. We can partner with pro-literacy organizations not only to fundraise and widen our audience, but also to bring attention to them too through our literature-focused adventure game. And if nothing else, GoFundMe is always an option. With all that said, thank you so much for listening to my proposal, and I hope you have a good night.